that ever since I got bit.
Morning, Kent.
Morning, Bill.
I guess I
I've
should.
never noticed him wiggle before when I measured it, though.
Yeah, my thumb's been doing it. These two fingers, they haven't been doing it quite so much.
Morning, boys and girls. This is Billboard on a pretty somber vacation. I'm blogging from Palomar Hospital. This is our nice RN. She could be wanted in some states. So I guess you guys have probably heard the news already that Kent was bit by a large adult Southern Pacific rattlesnake, and the nurse bandaged that back up, so you don't get to see any more of that.
Oh.
But here we have Kent, and he's going to maybe give you guys a couple words about what happened yesterday.
Well, let's see. I was walking over a big round rock, and I heard a rattle underneath. And then I got to the other side of the rock, and I could see there was a gap of a few inches on it. So I got out my flashlight, and I really did take a look around. Got down on my hands and knees, and we looked back into there, and we could see that there were several snakes, adult Southern Pacifics, back up under there. So we were shining them with the flashlight and trying to get some pictures, and obviously the snakes felt a little cornered back there, and what we didn't see was that there was a little escape outlet for the snakes at the back of the rock, and one of them left and came around, and I don't know if I put my right hand on it or if I moved it or what, but I was looking under the rock at the other one. I didn't see this one, but I felt the bite. I looked over and I saw the head coming back. So it was a bad thing.
It was a bad thing, and I was there, and I just remember we were both down, like on our hands and knees. I was over to the left, and Kent was at the right, and we looked up in this crack, and we could see all the snakes. We were taking pictures. They obviously knew we were there. They heard us, and then Kent yelled and stood up, and I just remember looking over and seeing his finger bleeding, and he said, oh crap, I've been bit. And at that point, I looked down on the ground, and this all happened so fast, but yet so slow. And I'm remembering now seeing a big helleri backing up like an earthworm down a rodent burrow. And it was right over there to the right of where you were kneeling. So that thing came up, felt threatened, they were pissed, came up and bit him on the hand. And it's the one that you don't see.
Yeah, no, I wasn't looking that direction at all. I was looking at the ones under the crack, and there were still, I don't know, 3 or 4 under that rock. And they were all there, and I had no idea that one was there. No one was there at all. So we just immediately walked back up the road. Fortunately, we were close to the road, and the lesson from all this for me, and I'm still digesting it, but if we had been a couple miles away, I don't think I could have hiked out, because all I was able to do was make it to the road. And we got to the road, I started feeling faint. I had to sit down. It was only a couple hundred meters. It wasn't very far.
No, it was probably 20, 30 yards from the rock pile to the road. And from 2 to 3 minutes after being bit, Kent, you've seen, I put a picture up. I'm sure you guys are going to see the picture where his face changed color and his complexion. So part of that was shock, but I think part of that was the venom already taken effect. And if that ranger hadn't come up and we didn't have a cell phone, and we would have, all these things lined up, that we got great help really, really quickly.
Yeah, no, we did, but it's still scary. I'm still processing it, but the thought of getting a bite like this, if you're 2 miles up a trail or whatever, is, I don't know if you'd survive it. Because after we got back to the road, I started feeling faint. They got oxygen on me right away. My tongue swelled.
That was the ranger.
Yeah, and I had trouble breathing. I could just barely breathe. I was to the point where I was just taking it breath by breath. Just kind of just felt like I was sort of barely hanging on. And it didn't hurt that much. It got this weird pins and needles feeling on your body.
Tingly.
Like when you lie on your arm and
it falls asleep.
Yeah, it falls asleep. It felt like that, but way more intense like that. I mean, it was intense to the point where I could hardly even stand being in my own skin. And it was just, I was moving around and thrashing just because of that. It was just horribly uncomfortable. No, it was very, very, very bad feeling.
It was a very scary scary situation. We're fortunate that Ken is doing as well as he can. We're going to give him a break. He's a trooper to let me come in with this camera, but he wants to put all this down for educational purposes. And it was funny the word that you used. You said, "I'm still digesting all this." He's actually digesting this while he's being digested. So.
That is true. Right now they're getting ready to pump some more Ativan in me because my blood's way too thin right now. The doctor said that they usually send folks home at this point, but my blood's too thin. They can't let it get any thinner, so the Ativan's going in. Oh, and he told me too the Ativan is $5,000 a bottle. And I've already had I think 24. I'm going to get like another dozen of them. So there's going to be like $150,000 of Ativan. So
Wow.
if anyone doesn't have insurance.
I have zero insurance. I think I have $100 in my bank account. So anyway, we'll come back at you again. We're going to give him a rest, but this is Billboard coming to you live from Palomar Hospital at the very non-Rosie Boa minute. Say bye, Kent.
See you guys. It'll be good.